As a tech enthusiast, I'm always on the lookout for smartphones that promise a perfect balance of fast performance, features, and value. When I first heard about the Poco F7 Pro, I was excited to dive in and see if it lived up to the hype. Poco, a brand known for delivering high-spec devices at budget-friendly prices, has once again managed to grab attention with this latest offering. But does the Poco F7 Pro truly deserve its reputation as a flagship killer? So, let's find out. When I unboxed the Poco F7 Pro, the first thing I noticed was its sleek and premium design. The phone feels sturdy in the hand thanks to its Gorilla Glass 7i front and dual-tone rear design. The upper third is mostly glossy, while the rest is frosted to avoid fingerprints. The aluminum frame is flat, making the phone easy to grip, and its satin finish prevents fingerprints as well. At 8.1 millimeters thick and weighing 195 grams, the Poco F7 Pro is neither too slim nor too bulky. It feels solid, and the ergonomics make it comfortable to hold and use for extended periods. The phone also features an IP68 rating for dust and water resistance, which adds a layer of reassurance for accidental splashes or spills, immersible up to 2.5 meters for 30 minutes. Speaking of fingerprints, the F7 Pro recognizes yours through an under-display ultrasonic sensor. I like its position, and we had no issues with speed or reliability. The design is minimalist yet modern, with minimal branding and a subtle Poco logo on the back. The power button is placed on the right side, making it easy to unlock the phone with a single touch. The volume rocker is also on the same side. Moving to the front, it features a 6.67-inch AMOLED panel with a Quad HD resolution. The first time I turned it on, I was blown away by the vibrant colors, deep blacks, and excellent contrast ratio. Whether I was scrolling through social media, watching videos, or gaming, the display delivered a crisp and immersive experience. The screen supports HDR10+ content, which makes a noticeable difference when consuming media on platforms like Netflix or YouTube. The brightness levels are also impressive, with a peak brightness of up to 800 nits. This made it easy to use the phone even under direct sunlight, which is a big plus. Another feature that caught my attention was the 120 Hz refresh rate. The high refresh rate makes every animation, scroll, and transition feel buttery smooth. Whether I was flipping through apps or playing games, the responsiveness was top-notch. If you're someone who values a smooth user experience, the Poco F7 Pro definitely won't disappoint. The Poco F7 Pro is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset with 4 nanometers, which is a flagship-grade processor from Qualcomm, paired with up to 12 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of internal storage. This phone is a beast when it comes to performance. I threw everything I could at it, multitasking, gaming, video editing, and it handled everything with ease. For everyday use, the phone is a joy to operate. Switching between apps, launching heavy-duty tasks, and even juggling multiple processes in the background, everything felt seamless. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is a proven performer, and it shows in the F7 Pro. Even the most demanding tasks, like editing videos or rendering graphics, were handled without any hiccups. Gaming on the Poco F7 Pro was an absolute delight. Titles like Pubg Mobile and Call of Duty ran smoothly at high settings, thanks to the powerful chipset and the high refresh rate display. The phone also features a good cooling system, which helps keep temperatures under control during extended gaming sessions. I noticed minimal heating even after an hour of continuous gaming, which is impressive. Thanks to you, my friend, if you continue watching this video until now, for the battery life and software. The Poco F7 Pro runs Android 15, augmented by Xiaomi HyperOS 2. The update policy comes with a promise for 4 major OS version updates in the future, while the security patch coverage should be 6 years. During my time with the phone, I didn't encounter any major issues with the software. The UI felt smooth and responsive, and the animations were fluid. However, the presence of bloatware and ads in the default apps can be annoying for some users. Thankfully, most of these can be uninstalled or disabled. Poco has also made some AI improvements to the software, adding features like the Notes app that can do a host of text transformations, and you can do translation, proofreading, summary, and AI layout. There are a whole lot of AI-based image editing features in the gallery. There's an object and people remover. You can remove reflections, do content-aware expansion, or change how the sky looks in your shots. And for the power, the Poco F7 Pro is equipped with a 6,000 mAh battery, which is more than enough to get you through a full day of heavy use. During my testing, I found that the phone easily lasted over 17 hours of video playback and 14 hours of social and web browsing, and also 7 hours of gaming. The phone also supports 90-watt fast charging, which is incredibly fast. In my test, the phone went from 0 to 100% in just under 38 minutes. This is especially useful if you're always on the go and need a quick top-up. And finally, the camera. The camera setup on the Poco F7 Pro is another area where the phone shines, though it's not without its flaws. The rear camera system includes a 50-megapixel primary sensor and an 8-megapixel ultra-wide-angle lens. The front camera is a 20-megapixel shooter, which is decent for selfies and video calls. The F7 Pro's main camera does a very good job in daytime scenarios. Its photos have only the faintest hints of grain and darker areas of uniform color, and detail is plenty and is rendered well. The auto-white balance is reliable and color rendition is quite pleasing, with slightly lower saturation. Dynamic range is excellent. The detail capture is impressive and the HDR performance is quite good. People shots also look great on the F7 Pro, at least at the native zoom level. The F7 Pro's fairly basic ultra-wide camera pleasantly surprised me with the image quality. Poco has done a great job and we get a contrasty and sharp output, albeit at only 8-megapixel resolution. I also appreciate the colors and dynamic range. At night, you can expect some excellent photos from the Poco F7 Pro's main camera. Detail is great. There's some noise visible in the images and the dynamic range takes a hit. However, the night mode helps improve things significantly, delivering brighter and more detailed shots in the dark. Selfies on the F7 Pro aren't really a huge selling point of the handset, but they're not throwaway quality either. Detail isn't great though, and the lack of autofocus doesn't help. The Poco F7 Pro's main camera can record video up to 8K resolution at 24 frames only. There's a motion tracking autofocus toggle in settings. There's always-on regular video stabilization for all modes. In the end, I can confidently say that it's one of the best value-for-money smartphones in its price range. The combination of a powerful Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset, a stunning AMOLED display, and a long-lasting battery makes it a compelling choice for anyone looking for a flagship experience without the flagship price. However, it's not perfect. The camera system, while decent, isn't the best in its class, and the software experience might not appeal to everyone. But for most users, these minor drawbacks won't overshadow the phone's strengths. If you're in the market for a high-performing smartphone that won't break the bank, the F7 Pro is definitely worth considering. In short, the Poco F7 Pro is a flagship killer that lives up to its reputation. It's not just a budget-friendly alternative, it's a device that can hold its own against the best smartphones out there. And if you're anything like me, you'll love every moment you spend. Happy watching and goodbye.